Hey everyone, today we're going to divide by zero, see whose names I write in the death note, face Apocrypha, mourn those that we've lost, and make an oath underneath the snow. Once again, my name is Clasian, and you're watching Ohtalku. First topic we're knocking out today, we're going way back. We're going back to the last episode, but we're actually going way back. So last episode I talked about No Game No Life getting a movie. Well, just after I released the third episode of Ohtalku News, the trailer came out for the movie. So I was a bit early. Sorry guys, jumped the gun. Anyway, the trailer was released and to bad everybody's dismay, it's not a continuation of where we left off on the story. But it is hopefully going to let the proceeds of this movie go towards the production of the next season. So keep your hopes up. So No Game No Life 0 is what it's been aptly named, is going to be the next movie coming out, and mark your calendars for July 5th because that is the official release date for the movie. Although most of us probably aren't going to be able to watch it until a little bit later after subs and everything come out for it. That aside, the trailer did give us a lot of insight into what the movie's going to be about, and like I said, we're going way back. 6,000 years ago, back to when the Great War was. Surprisingly, it still features the same main characters, but they're portrayed as characters that were in the Great War. We do have our beloved Shiro playing some mechanized girl named Shuvi, and Sora as the leader of a human enclave. So not everything is going to be completely unfamiliar. Once again, No Game No Life 0 coming out July 15th of this year. If you guys want to see when and where you can watch it, once again subscribe to the channel and like the video, and I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. Next up, something that's been making a lot of waves in the anime community, Death Note. And you know for a fact I'm not talking about the original series. You've probably already seen it. Netflix released a trailer of a westernized version of Death Note. A lot of people are saying that the trailer started everything off on the wrong foot and are getting mixed reviews about whether or not this should even be released. A lot of the complaints are coming from the questionable casting choices. For example, Light Yagami has now been turned into Light Turner and is portrayed by a Caucasian, which I can see, it's a Western adaptation. And based on my philosophy, they should change a lot of things, because to convert an anime, which is a completely different media than Western television series, you need to change it up. You cannot present the same things that the anime version of Death Note did in a live action series. You have to change it up or it's just going to be a really poorly done copy of the anime. And if you've seen it, you know the Japanese version was pretty cringeworthy. But what's shaking up most people is the fact that Elle is being played by an African American, which I have no problem with. Once again, I think if you're going to adapt something to a Western audience, you do need to change things up. But in this exact instance, it's throwing me off. Elle is portrayed as a different mix of ethnicities. He's about a quarter Japanese and a few other things like Russian and French, but none of them contain any form of African American in them, so he has no tendencies or traits that really relate to anybody that is of that descent. So how exactly are they going to portray him? I can only hope that they don't screw this up, because I really want something like this to work out. As everybody knows, our track record of live action adaptations of things has been pretty bad. All that aside, you guys can debate for yourselves. There are a ton of discussions going on all over the web. There is even a petition with almost 14,000 signatures at the time of this recording, denoting their disgust for the whitewashing of the show. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the Netflix version of Death Note is going to do well? What could they have done better? Do you think the casting choices they made were intelligent? Let me know in the comments down below.
You don't say!
Moving on down the line, but not a timeline, or at least a linear one, we have Fate Apocrypha. The reason I mention timelines is because yet we're in another one. The Fate series just happens to be all over the place. In this latest release, being adapted by A1 Pictures, we're going to be right around the early 2000s, right around when the Fifth Holy Grail War happened. In this particular one, the Yggdrasilia family, or however the heck you pronounce that darn word, has stolen the Holy Grail. And they have announced their succession from the Mages Association. Well, the Mages Association decided they want to take that grail back. So they then send 50 mages to go and retrieve it, and they're all slaughtered. Brutally. but one survives and is able to activate the reserve on the Holy Grail, summoning 14 new servants for us to feast our giddy little eyes on. And thus starts the Great Holy Grail War. If you've not kept up with the Fate series, I highly recommend you do. I think that the Ufotable or Ufotable versions of the Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night and a few other of the things done by Ufotable are definitely a staple of anybody's healthy anime diet. The more recent releases have some of the best animation quality, the best fight scenes, and some of the best storytelling I've ever seen. If all those things sound good to you, what are you waiting for? Go and watch it. Next up, we have a bit of not so lighthearted news. We've lost the creator of one of the most iconic manga and anime to date. High School of the Dead's creator Daisuke Sato passed away on March 22nd of this year due to ischemic heart disease at the young age of 52. He's definitely left his mark on the anime and manga world, helped steering the current generation of anime in the direction that it is heading now. If we could, please let us have a moment of silence for Daisuke Sato. May he rest in peace. In lighter news, Fate Khaled Liner Prisma Ilia, Oath Under the Snow, or Saka no Chikai, the newest addition to the Fate Khaled Liner Prisma Ilia franchise. Goodness, can we say that anymore this show? Was just announced that it will be coming out this season. As expected, many of the original cast members will be showing up in the movie, and both the voice actors for Shiro and Ilia showed up at the Kadokawa booth at Anime Japan this Saturday. And while not too much about the synopsis has been revealed to us, the trailer in the top left should have piqued any fans' interest. As more developments come out, I'll keep you guys up to date. And before I end the show, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my partners in crime, Der Volkslager and Fun Toys Are Fun. If you guys want to see cosplay, cons, and Pokemon, I highly recommend checking out Der Volkslager channel. If you guys want to see hilariously funny Let's Play videos, I highly recommend you check out the Fun Toys Are Fun channel. I'll have links to the channels respectively in the Hihu below. But once again, I've run out of time, guys, so thank you all so much for watching. If you want to read more about any of the topics discussed today, I'll have links in the Hihu down below. If you haven't already, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for future updates. Once again, my name is Clasian, and I'll talk at you later. Johnny!